Welcome to another edition of Brian's Big Idea. I am Brian Boland, and I am the aggressive growth stock strategist here at Zacks. And I've got a big idea. And really, this is one of the ones that I don't do that much. I stick away from this most of the time because it's very difficult space. It's the healthcare space, and there's a lot of facets in there. When you think of healthcare, you think of drugs and biotechs. And the biotech bug can bite you, and it can get you really into these things. But it's really hard to be a biotech investor because you're looking at tests, and you don't know when they're going to come in. It's a very long wait. There's not a lot of data in between. But then there's also other types of things out there. There's medical services. There's components makers. There's all sorts of stocks in the healthcare space. And it makes it to be like almost a specialized category. And you got to be someone that is really dedicated to that space. And we have just that guy. His name is Kevin Cook. He writes Healthcare Innovators. He finds all the best healthcare stocks and puts them into a great portfolio, and is very smart in the subject. I will say that Kevin has done such a great job with that service. All right, let's take a look at a couple stocks, and then we'll talk a little bit more about Healthcare Innovators. All right, so our first one is Hims and Hers Health. And the ticker is HIMS, HIMS. It's a Zacks rank number 3 right now, but it's got an A for growth, so I love it with that, and a C for value. You might know this company as started off as the delivery by mail for sensitive medical products. We'll say that. Some pills that are for personal issues, we'll say. Amongst other things. I'm sure you could get a bunch of other things. But then they really popped when they started sending you the GLP stuff, which is basically your Ozempic and Wegovy's and your gigantic weight loss drugs. Because they were on shortage, they were able to link up with somebody to do that. And the stock has done great. If we look out a year, I think we'll be able to see a time where, that stock was low as $10. It's now 30. People want to lose weight. They want to be healthy. This is a quick remedy for that. Not without its side effects, though. I should warn you. I've heard personal stories. Not me, because I am physically fit. All right, it's a $6 billion market cap. It is definitely a name of interest. It is a big-time performer. Good stock here. All right, Hims and Hers, keep your eye on it. All right, next one, we're going to talk about Veracyte. And this is what we're talking about in the healthcare. So Veracyte is VCYT, medical instruments. So what they do, and it's a Zacks rank number 1 by, I got an A for growth, F for value. Wow, who knew? I love it. As the aggressive growth guy, I like to see strong growth scores, weak value scores. Tells me I'm on the right path when I'm doing an aggressive growth stock. So it's a $3 billion name. Over the last couple of months, we see a nice run up and support at that level. So that's good for them. If we turn that out to a year, we can see this stock it took off right here in August of last year. That was a big beat, and then off to the races. That's I would say they still got room to run. Tough to say buy it here, though. It was 68 times forward earnings. But you can get the idea of what I'm saying. So here we got a delivery of drugs. Here is a medical instrument. And our next stock is someone that you probably have never heard of. I didn't hear of before today, but it's Bridge Biopharma. So Bridge Biopharma, BBIO. I'm big on the BBs. I did BlackBerry is my aggressive name, the aggressive growth stock name. So it's a 1, Fs. This thing looks like my report card. Doesn't mean everything's bad. Clearly, look at me. I made it, so to speak. All right, $6 billion market cap and somewhat liquid, and a nice chart recently. But why are we talking about this one? Because this is generic drugs. So there's all sorts of things here. So I like the idea of generic drugs in this time span here. Everyone's pinching their pennies because of inflation. And now it looks like there's possibly more generic drugs. I mean, I would have figured this stock would have done a lot better over the last year. Not only because they're beating the number, that was a miss there, but they're beating the number consistently. But now the stock has really started to move. Some things are moving up. So obviously, you got to know a little bit more than the average bear about what's going on in healthcare to be really into these stocks. let's take a look at this is Healthcare Innovators. This is our service, pay for service, and it's run by the wonderful Kevin Cook out of Wisconsin, Illinois. You love him. And I'm gonna go ahead and tell you what his biggest performer is. You can see it on the screen. He's got a list of about 30 stocks. I'm not going to show you any more than this because you got to pay to get this great information. But Kevin's an accomplished trader as well. So the service is set up to be both for trading and investing. So there's short-term moves and there's long-term moves. But you can see Kevin bought in August 9th of last year at about $16. The stock's at 31, pressing 32. He's up almost 100% on this stock in 5 months. So, that's a great return and a great job by Kevin recognizing the possibility that was there for him and getting in on this play. He gives you broader insights into all types of different stocks, whether it's biotech, medical information systems, medical instruments, all different ranges of healthcare things. So if you're into healthcare stocks and you really like it, or you really want to increase your exposure into that space, a good idea would be to check out the Healthcare Innovators service run by Kevin Cook. All right, that's it for this week. Be sure to join me next time when I have another big idea and highlight another great service at Zacks. Until then, why don't you go to Zacks.com/promo to check out all of our latest promotions.